Okay, everybody, we're going to go over my macros, or your calorie count, if you will. So today, this is what we got going. Up in the top, you see 3,110 calories is my daily goal. So I lose about half a pound a week. And my breakfast was 340 calories. I exercised today, so you see the 224 calorie exercise, and it says I have 2,900 calories remaining. Okay, so we're gonna go through some of our past stuff. So I've been doing this since the 30th of November. Yep. So I started the diet 30th of November. So my goal was to stay under the 3,100 calories, but eat fairly healthy. So I've been trying to do clean stuff. So you can see the red skin potatoes, steamed vegetables, egg whites, eggs, bacon, pork loin, couscous, steamed vegetables, protein pizza bites. I have a video for those if you're interested. So I did some corn chips just because I was bored. Dates was another one for healthy carbs and sugars. Protein powder. Step counter. So my step counter on my iPhone does not keep track of when I'm doing the selfie stick filming myself. Kind of irritating. Anyway. So this is on the 30th, so we'll go over the macros now. So this was my macro count for the 30th. Not too bad. So the fat is right in the 20s where I want to be. Problem with this is the protein is under what I want it to be. So I wish I would have rather had the 43% be protein and the 35% to be carbohydrates. This is not really that bad. Some people look for a straight 30 split all the way across the board. But I want to do more protein, less fat to get rid of fat in my body. Anyway, that was the 30th. Now we'll go to December 1st. So this is my December 1st. So I actually cut out quite a bit of calories. I had 800 calories remaining. So a lot of that had to do with, I had a pretty simple breakfast. So I kind of messed up on this one a little bit. So I had some of that stovetop stuffing, not very good for you. And a lot of turkey, red skin potatoes, steamed vegetables. So on my snack, I had some peanut butter and graham crackers and dates. But anyway, the calorie content was fairly low on this one, only 2,383 calories. We'll look at the macro split. This macro split's pretty good. So 28% for fat is pretty decent. 33% protein, again, is a little low. I'd rather that be higher. And 39% carbohydrates, which isn't too bad. But we'll move on to the next one. So December 2nd. So again, I cut quite a bit of calories out, only 2,328 calories, pretty similar to the meal before, or the day before, not the meal before. We'll look at the breakdown on this. So now this December 2nd here, this was pretty much perfect. This is right where I want to be. So 41% protein, 36% carbohydrates, and 23% fat. That way that your muscles have the protein that they need, you are getting some good carbs in there, and you're very low fat. Tells you you're having very clean protein. So this is exactly where I want to be. So December 2nd was a really good day for my macro counter. So we'll go to the 3rd. Oops. So the 3rd, my calorie intake was way closer to the 3,100. I was at 2,874. Still within my calorie intake. Change it up a little bit. I had some pineapple juice, orange pineapple juice, which juices are pretty bad. A lot of just empty carbs in there. I had some apple slices and some bananas. So I threw in some more fruits in this one. Some peanut butter. So this is the macro for that day. So 28% fat's not terrible. 26% protein is horrible. Not enough protein grams for what I'm trying to do. For a lot of people, this isn't too bad because a lot of people are looking for a 2-to-1 split for protein to carbs, so double the carbs versus the protein. And if I was where I wanted to be weight-wise, that would be not a terrible position to be in, but not where I want to be at all. So I kind of messed the third up pretty good for what I'm trying to do. Fat's a little high, the protein's a little low, and the carbohydrates are a little high. So I didn't really care for this day too much at all. So on the 4th, so I was starting to get hungry because I had cut a bunch of calories out the first few days. So on the 3rd and the 4th, I was a lot hungrier, which is hard to maintain control when you are hungry. So you need to eat the right stuff so you're not hungry. So on the 4th, again, I only had 346 calories left, which isn't a whole lot. So 2,974 calories, plus you minus the exercise, so I'm almost to the 3,100 calories mark with the exercise. This says I have that remaining based on the workout, but I'm not really counting that. I want to stay under the 3,100 calories. So again, egg whites, I hate oatmeal, but I eat it. Almond milk, vegetables, taco meat. So this counter doesn't like the taco meat because it's too high in sodium. So I had a protein shakes. So I had peanut butter. I have an avocado, or I had guacamole. I had some beef. So I'm going to guess on this one that my fat intake was probably too much. I had ham. So let's see how we fared on this one. So yeah, just as I thought. So my fat intake was way high on this day, on December 4th. So if you have a really heavy workout, like where you're lifting really heavy, and a little extra fat like this isn't bad. I don't think I did that this day, so I just kind of messed this one up. So December 4th was carbohydrates pretty much right where I want them to be. Fat was way over what it should be. It should be in the 20s, not the 40s. And the fat should be in the 40s, not the 20s. So I kind of flip-flopped that. A little too much fat. Again, not a bad thing if you are lifting real heavy, but not where I wanted to be on this one at all. So we'll go to the 5th. So the 5th, I actually went over on my calories by 100. I did have a exercise in there, so it reduced it. But still, that's not where I want. I want to be under the 3,100 calories, working out or not. So we got oats, we got peanut butter, bag of mixed nuts, bacon, coffee. Looked like I had some soup in here. That's what all this turkey and whatever stuff is in here. Cottage cheese, some more mixed nuts, tacos, black beans, pepperoni, ham. So I'm going to guess on this one it's going to be the same thing. We're probably over on our fat intake. We are over a little bit on our calorie intake. It's not detrimental. It's not a ton. We did walk, but again, not where I wanted to do. So actually, this one's not too bad. I'm kind of surprised. So 3,100 or 31% on the fat's a little high. It should be in the 20s. If that would have been like 28 or 27, I'd have been real happy. 37% on the carbohydrates, not terrible. Little high, but I'm pretty happy with it. And 32% of the protein. So I wish the protein was about 38%. But all in all, this wasn't a bad day at all, really, for being a little over on the calorie intake. This is a pretty good split. This is where a lot of people want to be, is that 30% split across the board. So, and the lowest one is the fat, so that's kind of what you want. So the 5th wasn't a bad day at all, really. So we'll go to the 6th. So the 6th, I was way under on calories. And I think I remember why I was so under on calories, but we can kind of look at the food I ate. So we got some ham, pepperoni, some egg whites, some cheese. I can tell you that today I didn't feel very good because I see there's 2 Tums in there, so something was wrong with my stomach. We had some more soup, it looks like. Banana, protein shake. Looks like we had my wife's pot pie. That's what a lot of this is. We had a pear and some coffee. So, one of the reasons I was so under on this day and that I took the Tums, I think if you go to the day before, we go to this and you hit the nutrients, I believe. So the fiber, I was 5 grams over on my fiber, and I think I might have overdid the fiber because I hadn't been eating a lot of fiber at that point. So that might have been part of the issue. So on the 4th, there it is. Okay, so on the 4th, I had 18 grams over on my fiber, and that kind of messed my stomach up. So I think that had a lot to do with, and then I had 5 grams over on my fiber the next day on the 5th. So by the time I hit on the 6th, I was like just too much fiber in my system, probably wasn't drinking enough water. I just didn't feel good all the way around. So if you ever do the fiber, sometimes that can like mess you up a little bit. At least it can mess me up. So I was way under the calories. I took some Tums because I wasn't feeling all the best with my stomach. Obviously, I still got an exercise, I still got some walking and stuff in with that. So we'll go to the 7th. So the 7th, 2,500 calories, egg white breakfast with an egg yolk, or like a whole egg there, some vegetables. So the pie crust with all these other ingredients, that's going to be the my wife's pot pie, which there'll be a video of that coming out soon. So potatoes, looks like I had one of the pizzas with this one, and a pear, some blueberries. So I had a lot more fruit in this day. So we'll see what our macros were for that day. So the 7th was really, really good day. So I'd like the fat to be a little less, under 30, like 28, 27, right around there. Protein at 32, wish it was a little bit higher. And then the carbohydrates at 38. All this isn't too bad. 200 grams of protein, 230 grams of carbohydrates, 83 grams of fat. Not terrible. Not exactly where I want, but not terrible at all. So we'll go to the 8th. Okay, again, we got some oats. I hate oats. So I was traveling, and I got these Jack Link's beef stick jumbos, and they were 2 for $5, and it really held me over through the traveling because we went a little long without eating, and that really worked for me. There's a bunch of protein in them, probably too much sodium in them, but when you're out traveling around, sometimes you have to pick the lesser of the two evils. Gas station food's not exactly healthy. I had some soup on this one. Had some sourdough bread. So the fat-free cheddar there, that's a pizza. One of the pizza things that I make. Had some dates in the snack. So the other problem I have with this particular app is it has 3 meals and a snack, whereas sometimes I do 5 meals a day, so it doesn't really leave room. So some of these meals, like lunch at 800 calories, I bet that's it's 2 meals. Dinner at 900 calories, that's probably, one of those is probably a 2-meal thing. So we're still at the 2,800 calories. You had 300 calories remaining if you needed it. See what our macros look like. So this is exactly where I want to be. So 41% protein, 32% carbohydrates, and 27% fat. Tells me I ate really lean. Everything was right where it's supposed to be. And with the higher protein, I can keep up my muscle and still lose fat. So again, this was a pretty perfect day for me. So yesterday, let's see, boiled egg, protein shake, mayonnaise, bad. Mustard, ham. So animal fat, bacon grease. I made some beans on this one. So if you make a homemade pot of beans or a homemade pot of stew or soup, you throw all the ingredients in there, everything that you're going to put in there. And then it comes out when you make your meal, you can count all that in this app. And then basically there's 10 bowls of soup or beans in that pot. So then I just go 0.1 every time I get a bowl out of it. And that'll get you really close to your calories on that. Dinner, looks like I had one of the pizzas. We had some protein shakes. I assumed I had a workout in there. A lot of walking in that one. So, all right, let's check out our macros. Again, this is a pretty decent, perfect day for me. My fats are in the 20s, carbohydrates in the 36, and the protein 37. Pretty perfect day. Pretty happy with that. So my perfect macro day is going to be right about 40 on the protein, right about in the 40s for the protein, low 40s. High 30s for the carbohydrates and mid to low 20s for the fats. Somewhere in that range is right where I'm trying to break it out. So that is basically 9 days of or 10 days actually. So start on the 30th. So it's 10 days of basically what I've been eating and my goals and, what I've messed up on. And it's a constant learning curve, a constant adjustment. So this day I was over on calories by a couple hundred, looks like. But the breakdown was good. We had a good exercise in there. So not a terrible day. I wish I wouldn't have gone over in the calories. See, did I go over the day before? So the day before I was under. Day before that I was under. So not a bad thing to go over just a little bit. Try not to. The exercise kind of counteracted that, but I don't want to do that. I want to stay under that. But all in all, the macros look really good, so pretty happy with it. Just trying to lean down and maintain muscle. So the trick with leaning down and maintain muscle too, the other problem with that is sometimes you won't lose weight because you're gaining muscle and you're losing fat and the scale just doesn't really move. And that's actually a pretty decent thing, but I do want to lose some more weight. So I need to make sure and keep my proteins up and my fats down. Well, anyway, this has been what I've done with my macros and my goals with my macros. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video.